Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're looking at Polestar. This is perhaps one of the biggest news you'll hear about Polestar in 2024. This is breaking news, in fact. This has been long rumored. And I can see for a lot of fans of Polestar, they're going to support this idea. But we want to understand, is this the best decision? And perhaps most importantly, why is this decision being made? Why is this decision being made right now? Polestar is announcing a new leadership change. Michael Lohscheller appointed as CEO of Polestar. I couldn't believe it when I saw this. I was in disbelief and I just couldn't believe that we have a new CEO. So let's get down to business. Polestar has announced Michael Lohscheller, a seasonal automotive leader with extensive experience in driving operational excellence and strategic growth, will assume the role of CEO. Thomas Ingenlath, who has served as CEO since Polestar inception and successfully positioned the brand for its next chapter, has resigned. With the change effective 1st of October 2024, Michael Lohscheller, who previously served as CEO of Opel, VinFast, and Nikola, brings a wealth of expertise in automotive industry, particularly in navigating competitive markets and scaling business. Polestar will be ambitiously expanding its global footprints and its position as a leader in the premium electric vehicle market in the coming years. Polestar's incoming chairman says that Polestar has experienced an exceptional startup phase and with the broader model lineup, the new CEO is the ideal leader to guide Polestar into the next chapter. His deep industry knowledge, especially in driving operational excellence, developing a coherent product strategy, and strengthening the global market presence will be instrumental in the next chapter of Polestar's growth. With Scandinavian heritage, passion, and performance, Polestar will set a new standard for the future of individual mobility. Geely remains deeply committed to Polestar's success. With Michael at the helm, supported by a dynamic leader team, we are well positioned for continued innovation and growth. And that's the end of that quote. Now, Michael himself, the new CEO, he has this to say, and I quote, "I'm honored to join Polestar at such an exciting time in the company's history. Polestar has already established itself as one of the most desirable and innovative brands in the electric vehicle space, and I look forward to working with the talented team to build a strong foundation and accelerate our development." Polestar's incoming chairman also said about Thomas Ingenlath, and I quote, "Thomas has been instrumental in shaping Polestar into the innovative and forward-thinking brand it is today, leading its transformation from a Volvo performance division into the only true global premium electric vehicle brand, with an outstanding focus on design, performance, and premium qualities. We extend our deepest gratitude for his leadership." And on that end, Thomas had to say, and I quote, "I'm very proud of what we've achieved together in the last 7 years. We had the vision of electric premium brand, which puts performance and design at its core, and we made it. The dream became a reality. Polestar is the only true global premium electric vehicle brand. We just launched the Polestar 3 and 4. We're producing on 2 continents. Thank you to everyone who contributed so far on this journey. It was a lifetime experience to build up this brand with all. I wish Michael and the team for the best for the next chapter of Polestar." End quote. So that is it right there, ladies and gents. New statements from the new CEO, statements from the former CEO, and statements for the incoming chairman. So this is our new CEO. This is Michael. He's had experience in Opel, VinFast, and Nikola. So Polestar has been going through some leadership changes recently. It's not just the CEO who's departed. And to that, we don't have a reason why the CEO has departed. We don't really have a reason. He resigned, but was it purposefully resign, or was he presented with an option to resign? There's no details on this. It looks like it's quite personal to the brand, to the CEO. There's no information on why Thomas stepped away, if he was asked to step away, or if he was stepping away because of his own reason. But Maximilian Massoni, that's the head of Polestar Design, also stepped away from the company. I made a video on that, but I haven't posted it yet. I must say, this video does take precedent. We have to post this video first. This is huge news. We have a new CEO. What will his first actions be within this company for the first year, for the first 2-3 years? How will his leadership differ from the former CEO? CEOs traditionally are typically quite reserved, quite careful, quite calculative individuals. So I don't expect to see any huge changes. The changes perhaps most likely be in the background. I think what Polestar set out to do, they're just going to continue on that path. But, while Polestar was going through some difficult times, especially with the stock, a lot of people were taking time to blame Thomas Ingenlath, so which I don't believe was warranted. I do not believe that was necessary because while Thomas was the CEO of Polestar, Polestar still had to answer to Geely. They still had to answer to Volvo. They've got board members, they've got investors, they've got people they have to answer to. So whoever is at the top of Polestar, the shareholders, the board members, maybe they decided that, you know what, it's perhaps time. I didn't think it was so necessary. I actually liked Thomas as a CEO. I think he was actually doing a really good job, but perhaps there's something I didn't know. Some people think that they weren't selling enough cars, they weren't selling cars fast enough, but listen, Polestar does rely on Geely, they rely on Volvo. So Thomas as a CEO can't just get up and do whatever he wants. You're limited based on your parent companies. And in terms of the stock performance, it's not just Polestar's had difficulties in their stock performance, it's a lot of brands. But if you look at Polestar cars as they are, could they do a better job at advertising? I believe so. Don't get me wrong, I do see Polestar advertising out there. I think it's rather good, but it's not great. I think in this modern age of advertisements, I think Polestar could look at other ways to advertise that are cost effective and their brand effective as well. They will further enhance the brand's value across the world. So that was my one complaint of what Polestar has been doing is that I think in terms of advertisements, brand awareness, I think they could have done a better job. But of course, funds are limited. Polestar being the kind of reserve brand that it is, it was very careful with what kind of advertisement it did. Because if your advertisements are not taken seriously, then your brand perhaps won't be taken seriously. Polestar wants to be taken seriously, similar to that of Porsche, Jaguar. But these are established brands. Porsche has VW support. They don't need anyone's support. Porsche is its own thing. Very wealthy, very powerful company. Jaguar is owned with it's partnered, with Land Rover, Range Rover, so they're owned by Tata, huge automotive brand. So very different categories. Polestar is still heavily reliant on Geely and Volvo. So as long as that continues, I'm expecting the brand to continue to be limited until Polestar has its own factories in Europe, South America, North America, and its own factory in China. It probably working on that because I've seen information that they're going to use Geely's factories, which is a Polestar full factory. So slowly but surely, the brand is getting where it's supposed to be, but change of leadership, it is what it is. Another key thing to keep in mind is that this leadership will take place effectively as of the 1st of October. For the next few days, Thomas is still in power at Polestar. So as Polestar people ourselves, we've supported the brand for a very long time. We've watched this company come from the Polestar 1. I remember the Polestar 1, like when that was announced. I remember the Polestar 2 when that was announced. So I think we can all, including myself, we can thank Thomas for taking the company this far. Thank everyone who's been involved with Polestar this far. People who've left, people who've changed jobs, but we can thank Thomas for what he's done for the company. We can thank Maximilian Missoni as well for what he's done for the company also. Because with any doubt, they've helped to shape the company for what it is. Let's not forget, Polestar, the design of this company is incredible. The vehicle designs. Maximilian, he was the head of design. Thomas Ingenlath was a designer at heart. At Volvo, he was a designer. So the design philosophy of this brand, of these vehicles, it's thanks to those leadership, to Thomas, to Maximilian, to the team that they used to design these beautiful vehicles. So I think we can all just thank them, for their service to the company, for making the company what it is today. I was happy with the leadership. I didn't want to see a leadership change, but perhaps there's other things going on that I wasn't aware of. Perhaps they want a CEO that can be a bit more functional in terms of finance, in terms of practicality. People have always questioned Thomas Ingenlath, because he was a designer. People have always questioned whether or not he should have been the CEO. But honestly, I think he's done a really good job to get the company to where it is today. But the company being limited to Volvo and Geely, that's out of Thomas Ingenlath's hand. In fact, the new CEO, it's going to be out of his hand. He can't control certain things. Not everything can be controlled by the CEO. The stock price cannot be controlled by the CEO unless you're Elon Musk. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to Thomas and to Maximilian. Seriously. Also, thank you to Jonathan Goodman because he was the head of Polestar UK, and he's actually changed job as well. He's left Polestar quite recently, in fact. So there it is, as part of his experience. He was originally with Volvo Car Group, senior vice president, corporate communications. Then he went up to chief operating officer of Polestar, CEO of Polestar UK, and head of global communications, head of Polestar UK and Ireland. So he was a part of the Polestar journey. He's no longer with Polestar. In fact, he's worked with Porsche. He's worked with Porsche Citroen. He's worked with quite a few companies. I've got to say that's an impressive resume. That is an impressive resume. When you talk about resumes that are impressive, that's impressive. So that was the news at the time. Jonathan Goodman retires, I think, from Polestar. So Polestar has been going through a lot of changes. A lot of the individuals that we've been familiar with for these past few years, they're now moving on. They're moving on. So the brand is looking quite different in late 2024. I've got to say, starting the year, we didn't expect this for so many leadership changes. UK leadership changes, the brand of the global CEO leadership changes, the head of design leadership changes. It's a lot. We didn't see this coming. So let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you in our next video. Peace.